Hey, didn't anybody ever tell you there ain't no money in metal? You being silly, bitch. The harsh reality is metal is a repressed economy. Business interests want to keep it light. They don't want it to be more brutal. If we were to be honest, metal has a huge market share and millions of fans worldwide, and yet the economy doesn't reflect that, mostly because of business interests. Today we're seeing bands with talent and fame and a history folding because they can't afford to go and play for the fans. That's fucked. Don't you know we do this for sex, drugs, and rock and roll in that order, motherfucker? You see, metal is a youth-driven genre, and young people don't always understand the risks and how easily you can lose your creative life. Many careers were ended early because they lost their lives young because they couldn't control the drugs they were using. Drugs aren't bad, but people do bad drugs. The other trap is doing this for sex, thinking that people are going to fuck you just because you're a metal musician. No, they're not. See, the equation should be the other way. It should be rock and roll, then sex, then drugs when you're ready for it. People are impatient. They say youth is wasted on the young. Maybe this is what they meant. If people had more honor and respect, we might have a better community. Let's think about it. Boy, don't you know? Ain't nobody listening to no metal. Ha ha! The best thing about metal, it's a small community. The worst thing about metal, it's a very small community. There should be no mistake. This is a popularity contest. If we're going to win this struggle and come out on top, we're going to do it together, supporting one another. We all know this isn't for everybody, and it's not supposed to be for everybody, which means every single one of us in this are even more important. Our strongest weapon is our exclusivity, but our greatest weakness is that we don't have enough money and not enough people. Boy, don't you know metal is just for drug-addled losers and rejects? Play you some real music. This outside world doesn't understand you, and they don't want to. They have a prejudice against you because of the way you see things. The struggle is to be seen and heard when everyone wants you to be quiet. Truth is, there's an invested interest in metal losing. They want our market share, and it's ours and they can't fucking have it without a fight. Truth is, most of us are not bad people. We were disenfranchised as youth, and we have built a different culture for ourselves to cope with the ills of society. People fear what is different and what they do not understand. I'll tell you one more time, nobody likes metal. Metal has the most loyal fans, yet we tend to fight and bicker over nothing, tearing at each other. People think metal's already failed, that we're a thing of the past, forgotten memory of the 80s and the 90s. They don't know what the strength is. Your average metal fan's young, inexperienced. They don't necessarily know the ways of the world. Makes us seem immature. There's no one subgenre of metal strong enough to survive on its own. Only as a unit do we even have a chance to have an industry. A lot of people will pretend that they know some shit they don't know anything about. In metal, that's deadly. That could put the nail in the coffin of our fucking culture. I can tell you in this business, there's a lot of bros helping bros just because they're a bro. But that shit's toxic. This is not an open capitalist market. This is a closed network in which some people get ahead because of who they know and what they know. I'm not here to judge anybody or tell anybody how to do their business, but the reality is this business is not doing well. It feels like fewer people are going to shows. Nobody's buying CDs, yet more people are talking about metal than ever. This should be the golden age. ticket prices haven't budged in 20 years. And I understand, because not many people have disposable income. But something has to change. Inflation's a harsh reality. If the ticket prices don't change, musicians are the ones who lose out. And promoters. And the fans. We're at a point where musicians are coming to play for you at cost, hoping to recoup in the future, while they're broke today. Truthfully, we've reached a point where all this is going to come to an head. If we want metal to survive, something has to change. It starts with the fans. I had a lot of fun with the Snapchat story today. It wasn't easy. It's tough to shoot on the street with people around, but I actually really enjoyed this, and hopefully it was informative and fun. I do want to let you all know that I do repost all of these every day on YouTube, every night, and I share on Instagram too, cool pictures.